Okay, today is St. Patrick's Day, March the 17th, 2022. And I have the CB&Q set out currently the way it is in the first leg from Chicago, Illinois out to Denver, Colorado. So right now I have a EMD E5-A in the front, followed by another EMD E5-A. Both of these locomotives have sound, and the one in the front right now is 9911 or 9911, and it's followed by 9910. They have not been speed matched yet, but I do have the equipment out to speed match them later. I was actually working on the 3 Western Pacifics and ran into some overheating problems on the B units. They're overheating quite a bit, so I'm going to have to buy different decoders for those. But right now, it is taking quite a bit of time to configure this consist to get it to work well. This right here is a DCC enabled. I don't know if it's a 9911. Let's look. Yeah, it's 9911A. As you can see, it struggles a little bit. And this is at speed step 9 right now. But again, I have not speed matched the locomotives, so not 100% certain. Oh, that's not good. Something stopped. Okay, fix itself on its own. This is not going to be a long video, but this is the first time I think I have a video together with 2 of the E5-A's pulling the entire 19 passenger cars. I have them in the order they're supposed to be, according to Kato suggested consist. And the 4 locomotives there, here are 3 of them right here. One of the B units is a dummy, the other 2 units are sound enabled. Those are working pretty good. I had to send back the other A unit. It's on its way back to me now. Maybe it'll arrive by Friday. But as mentioned, the 2 B units, I have them over there on my workbench at the moment. They run, but they get super duper hot very quickly. And they actually shut down. Let them rest for about 2 or 3 minutes, and then they're ready to go again. But I don't like that behavior. So I believe it's probably the decoders that are in there. When I bought them, they already had decoders in them. So I have no clue as to what the decoders are. So I gotta see if I can find some more reasonably priced sound decoders, and if I can, then all 3 of those units will end up being sound enabled. Okay, so I wonder what's going on here. Alright, I am not sure if this can move any faster. I will try it. You will see. Very easily derail. The second car in line is a baggage car. And I think it actually came off the track right there. Yeah, looks like it did. So I said 9 speed steps, but when I looked over there, it was actually on 8 speed steps. That's probably pretty much it. It's a little after 5 a.m. I am going to call it a night. Been working on this for about 5 hours at least. Yeah, right there. So let's see. And when I say 5 hours, I've not just been working on getting this consistent work. I've been mostly working on the other 2 B units for the Western Pacific. I had them sitting here. And when I was testing them, about to try to speed match them, I had them on the inside loop, and they were just really overheating pretty bad. So I took them apart. I rewrapped one of them internally with capstan tape to try to isolate the contacts from the motor and the shell, but they're getting so hot that actually one of them is starting to melt from the inside, the top of the shell, as well as a clip that holds the decoder onto the motor mount. That too is starting to melt. So, you know, that locomotive is not going to survive with the heat that's being produced in it. And if I want to get any kind of value out of it, I need to remedy that situation if I plan to actually run those locomotives. So this looks good. I'll try it one more time, but probably won't push it past 8. It needs to go through its startup sequence. Hear it. And these are Kato locomotives with aftermarket sound chips in them. They are probably MRCs. I would put MRCs with these 2 guys, but I'm not sure what's going on with MRC. They sort of look like they're trying to get out of the decoder business. They haven't really produced any new sound chips in 2 or 3 years, if you ask me. So, again, they make drop-in decoders that fit with a minimal amount of modification. However, it should be noted that inside these locomotives, whoever did the modification, did the upgrade to include the sound, they actually had to mill out the metal, and they did it on both units, and they didn't just put one hole in the metal chassis, they put 2. The locomotives come with a capacitor that is pretty big. It's a problem I mentioned on one of the upgrades that I was attempting to do. And what these guys did is, under the nose, they drilled a vertical hole and ran that capacitor from the chip, which is about right in here, ran the capacitor to the front and dropped it down into the nose. And if I were to take that locomotive off the track and let you look at it from the bottom, you'd see the bottom portion of the capacitor just past the front wheels. And that hole goes all the way through the metal that's in there. And when the chassis is off, you can see the top of the capacitor right underneath this light. And the speaker is in the back, drilled into the top of the metal right here. So it's interesting. I mean, they did a great job. It's working. I've been mentioning in a couple other videos that eventually I'm going to get rid of 2 of these. Altogether I have 5. Now, I don't know if you can see it, those 2 are pretty much the same right there. This is a 9911. Oops, you can see it. Looks like on this particular phone my flash is on. So I don't know if you're going to be able to see that or not. There you go. Maybe you can see it. 9911A. I'll put it back down and try to zoom in on it. There we go. Alright. So I wanted to find out which ones worked great. One issue I was having is that when I put the one in reverse on the inside track to test it, running it in reverse, which is its natural order in this particular position right here, for whatever reason, it doesn't matter if I'm going clockwise or counterclockwise, it doesn't like this turnout right here. And every single time it comes around, it will derail. So I wasn't sure whether or not it would operate on this particular outside loop that I have it on now, outside main loop. But it did. By itself, it could barely pull all of this load by itself in reverse. The other issue with going in reverse is, notice that this particular locomotive has a Kato coupler in front. This is a Microtrains coupler. Due to my huge grade right here, the Kato coupler, no matter what car I put behind that locomotive, it will yank it off right here. And it does it again going into this S-curve situation right here. So I was considering maybe putting the shell on a different locomotive, or swapping out the trucks, because this locomotive runs great on the inside loop there in both directions with no problem. It just doesn't have sound, and in order to put sound in it, as I mentioned, I would have to modify the shell. So modify the chassis, the frame on the inside, and that's more work than I want to do at the moment. So not 100% sure what's wrong with the rear trucks on this second locomotive here, but whatever it is, it does have a problem on my inside main loop. It's running fine now, by itself or with this other locomotive. It runs great on the outside loop. I just have to document that and remember it and go from there. But I'll tinker with it some more. The end result is I'm going to keep the best 3 of these locomotives for me. And then I'll get rid of the other 2. They will at least have DCC installed in them already. They won't be sound enabled, but they will have DCC in them. And so one is still in this case right here. And because it came with that Silver Streak case, I'm probably going to keep that one. Even though it gives me a little issue or two with the decoder from time to time. The 2 sound enabled ones, I'm going to do my best to keep those, mostly because I've been trying to put sound or get sound enabled locomotives throughout the rest of them. This A unit right here is a sound enabled locomotive. It runs a little hot, but not as hot as the other locomotives. And actually I can probably put it on the track. since I know I haven't shown these F3 units running. You can hear it going through its startup sequence. I'll pause it and grab the other two, and maybe for a minute or two, maybe we can get them all running in this video as well. So hold on. Okay, I am resuming the video. I've placed all three of these locomotives on the track. Again, they have not been speed matched, and indeed, I believe the one in the middle here moves faster than the other two. The 2B units definitely move much faster than the A unit. So as soon as I turn these on, they're going to catch up and connect, and they'll be pushing this guy forward. At the same time, I will try to operate the E5-A's. So here we go. All three of those units are powered. The F3-A unit has the sound in it. The other two B units do not. So moving those to speed step 1, 2, and then 3. So like I said, these things get really, really hot, and for whatever reason, could be that. Let's move it. Oops. Yeah, I can feel it. It's getting hot already, and this is the one that has melted a little bit. So, tell you what, I'll take this one off the track. Those two are moving. And we're leaving at speed of 6. These things will haul tail. So, I mean, they will. I put them on the track. One of them, and this right here measures scale miles per hour. And I'll go ahead and turn it on. But at one point, these things, the one that I put on there, it got up to 186 miles per hour, and it wasn't even at 15 speed steps. I hit it again, and it came through here and just flew off the track. So I left it. Okay, cranking up the E5-A's. Then they got to go through a startup sequence. While that's happening, I feel it to see how hot it is. Okay. So good, it'll catch it on the straight. Alright, close to it. Let's see if it connects. Good. I'll give those a little more speed on the inside there. So those guys are at 10 speed steps. Again, I'm not going to let them run for very long, simply because they will burn up. The E5-A is running great. And so that type of consist right there also is supposed to be capable of pulling all 19 of these train cars. I certainly think it has the power. As you can see, it's running at 118 miles per hour right now, which is ridiculous even for the Silver Streak or the California Zephyr. So, and that's at 10 speed steps. Slowing it down to 5 speed steps. And so 2 trains is about the extent of what I can run on this layout at the same time. I could possibly do 3 if all I'm doing is moving 1 back and forth on this loop right here. The S-curve loop over the city. But especially without my electronic turnouts, trying to run 3 and navigate all 3 of them at the same time is not really possible. And of course there would need to be shorter trains. So one thing that'll probably happen in the next video is I will try my best to put together at least 2 different consist and run them in the opposite direction. One of them will be the 4-unit Denver and Rio Grande, and we will try our best to get the Rolling Thunder to work with those so we can hear that as well. I'll try to do that in the daytime when I'm a little bit fresher, provided I have the time. So coming up on 23, almost 24 minutes. Need to stop these guys. That's one thing they start doing when they get hot. They start slowing down at random places. So I'm going to turn them off. And I really think I actually need to take them off the track because I think they get hot just sitting there. Get them around here. Yeah, looks like that one stopped already. And that's the one that's melting. Yeah, it doesn't feel as hot as it has felt. This one's not hot at all to the touch. This one is burning up. That was the hottest. This one I did not change the tape inside or tape it down even more. This one I did. It's not as hot as it has been, but it is nice and warm. So I'll do a little more work on these. Yeah, it's still hot. All right. And I brought out, well, it was already out. I just brought it over here. Here are the other 2. Again, I might get rid of those. And when I do, they'll go up for sale on showmyhobby.com. But I'll let you know I'm still on the fence, so we'll see. All right, stuff is just sizzling. That's the same place this guy stopped the other day. No idea what that's about, but I don't know if you saw it. It was sparking and doing some crap, so let me walk over there and see what's going on. Usually if I have a derailment, it happens right in here. Or here. It did come disconnected. And it is off the track there in the front. Okay. I will try to see if I can just fix that. And then hope and pray the locomotive is still good. Oops. All right. So another one off the track. It's bad off the track. So holding this phone and trying to keep the train cars from sliding back down the hill, because they will pick up momentum very fast. Go ahead and fix this guy. Oh. Okay, it's just a lot of weight. And so 19 train cars, 19 passenger cars is probably a bit too much for this layout. So yeah, split this up into maybe, actually I've got one passenger car still sitting in the box. So basically if I split this up into two sets of 10, then I'll be better off. So that'll be the extent of the purchase of the passenger cars. So that'll give me an even 10 for the California Zephyr and 10 for the Silver Streak, even though there were only 5 passenger cars in the Silver Streak edition. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Counting from the bottom. The top one is the locomotive. Okay. Now that connected. Now the sparking. Can't quite get all the way over there. I don't think. Okay, it's on the track, so not a problem. Okay, no short circuit detected on startup of the power. Okay, let the train do its thing. Start up. Now we're at 31 minutes and 50 seconds, so I tell you what I'll do. While it's starting up, I'm going to pause it. I will put the Rio Grandes on the track and let all of them be in the same video. Okay, I put the Denver and Rio Grandes on the track. I think they're still consistent, but I have them, the B unit spaced apart, just in case I have one of them turn the wrong way. They are much louder. They are turning the proper way, so that's good. Let me connect these, and these are speed matched pretty good already. In fact, one of them is only 1 mile different, 1 mile per hour faster than the other. And this turns off after 5 minutes of no activity, so flip it back on. Oh, wait a second, I didn't connect them. Okay, that's running good, so I'm going to try not to push my luck. I'm going to stop everything and get some sleep. Okay, so consisted, when I shut those down and use the actual shutdown sequence, they do that with no problem. I don't think the E5-A's will do that when consistent. So I'll give it a try. Okay, I just sent the shutdown command and they don't shut down. They don't power off while consistent. However, I think if I select the locomotives individually, they might. We'll try that. Okay, shutting down 9911. Okay, you can hear it. And yeah, it's shutting off. And then 9910. Gotta dial it in. 9910. Okay. And shutting it down, which is this one. Okay. Well, apparently down is not off. So let's try hitting F8, shutting it down. Hit F9 one more time. And now F8. Back to 9911. F8. Okay. All right.